Hello, guys. Welcome to Reddit Uncovered. Hope you all are good, and before we jump to today's stories, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. Also, let me know in the comments on which stories you guys want me to work, and the next video will be on that. Let's get started. Am I the asshole for telling my aunt and uncle that their daughter brought a strange man into my house while she was dog sitting? I, 31F, went on an 8-day trip and asked my cousin, 32F, to dog sit. We grew up very close, but our relationship became strained because of her alcoholism. What really pushed me away was when she started taking her infant daughter to parties and getting blackout drunk. Recently, though, she got a job and seemed to be turning things around, so I started trusting her again. She lives with her parents and has a 4-year-old daughter. Since her job is close to my house and she loves my dogs, she agreed to stay there while I was away. One of my dogs must eat every 8 hours or she gets sick, so I told her to make sure the dogs were fed and had water. The first night, my Ring camera showed her arriving with her daughter. A few hours later, a strange man showed up. He rang the doorbell and angrily yelled, "I've called you 20 times!" When she answered, she let him inside, and the next morning, he walked out of my house. I was upset. I don't want strangers staying in my home, especially around my dogs who don't like men. My cousin also has a boyfriend, so I hated being put in a position where I knew something I didn't want to. Most importantly, her daughter was there. My cousin has a history of getting blackout drunk, and I saw her bring a case of beer into my house. All I could think was, what if she drank too much, passed out, and left her child alone with a stranger? I texted her that bringing a stranger into my home was a huge breach of trust. She apologized and promised it wouldn't happen again. The rest of the week, I noticed she was often gone for 15 hours at a time, so I knew the dogs weren't being fed every 8 hours. Then she left Friday around 6 p.m. and didn't return until Saturday around 4 p.m. My text went unanswered, and I had to find someone else to check on my dogs. When my friend arrived, the water bowls were empty. When my cousin finally showed up, I told her I had arranged alternate care and she could leave the key. The next day, my aunt and uncle started calling me ungrateful after hearing my cousin's version of events. They said I had treated her badly and kicked her out. At that point, I defended myself. I explained that she had brought a strange man into my house overnight, neglected my dogs, and was now portraying herself as the victim. I also sent them the Ring videos showing him arriving and leaving. My cousin was furious and said I was a horrible person for telling her parents and that I'd end up alone because of my personality. I replied that repeatedly disrespecting the people who care about her was more likely to leave her alone. I only told them after they started attacking me based on her version of events. If she knew what she did was wrong and didn't want her parents finding out, then she shouldn't have done it in the first place. Okay, so before I share my opinion on this, I want to point out the most horrible part of the story is that she took her 4 years old to the parties. Like, what the hell, girl? Who in this world in all her senses does that? Nope, you are not the asshole in my opinion. Your cousin is, and aside from that, she's a terrible mother for doing that to her 4 years old girl. You know what I think? If there's something you can't do, then don't agree for it in the very first place. It's way better than turning things shit like this later on. Obviously, she was guilty, and she knew that. That's why she told your aunt and uncle the other edited version of the story, and you did the very right thing by exposing everything to her parents. So now at least they also know how horrible person and terrible mother their daughter is. This is my take, guys, and as always, you can share your opinions in the comment section too, and also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below, and I'll move to the next one. Am I the asshole for telling my housemate she owes me new bedsheets? I realize this is probably so childish, but I am 28F and my housemate, Nikki, is 29F. All of our stuff is separate. As there's two of us, it's easy. So her stuff is to the right and mine is to the left in storage. I put my food on the left side of the fridge, my cups in the left side of the cupboard, etc. This was her idea. Our bedding is different because the linen cupboard isn't wide enough and doesn't have shelving. We use these big plastic storage containers and have labeled them. This was also Nikki's idea. Last week I bought a new set as winter's starting, and I've noticed my room gets really cold at night. They're these fuzzy sheets that my mom recommended as she said they get very warm. I washed them, then packed them away so I could change my sheets on Sunday. Sunday comes, and my sheets aren't there. I look around in all the obvious places, but can't find them. So I ask Nikki, and she tells me that she borrowed them as her room has been getting cold. I said that wasn't her decision to make, and I wanted them back so I could wash and use them. She said I probably won't want them back now, as she's had sex with her boyfriend on them. Here's where I should mention I have contamination, OCD, COCD, and Nikki knows this. I snapped and told her that she owes me new sheets, as she knows that I won't be able to use those ones now. I'd be stuck for hours cleaning them and still wouldn't be able to sleep on them properly. She told me that's ridiculous, that I need to get over it and either need to suck it up and share or just replace them myself. I know I can just buy a new set myself, but why should I have to? She never asked to use them, and I feel like it's rude to have sex on your housemate's sheets, even if they don't have COCD. Maybe I'm just crazy. Yes, obviously, most people can just clean them and be done with it, but it's still kind of rude. I feel like she told me they had sex on them, as she knew I wouldn't want them back, that she did that to effectively steal them from me, but she said I was being crazy for thinking that. Basically, am I the asshole for wanting her to replace my bed sheets? That's an NTA, not the asshole from my side for you, but your housemate is an awful person. First, she took your bed sheets without your consent, and then she even had action on it, which I also feel like she said that, so you don't ask your bed sheet back. But even if she didn't do it, it's still rude to steal someone's stuff. If she needed a new bed sheet that bad, then she could have get it from the store or order it online, dude. But what's this stealing thing? Some people are just too much. I mean, it was her only option once she'd done the act. Double down and gaslight with the "it's not a big deal" ploy. Don't have sex on my sheets is only a hop and a skip away from don't piss on my slippers. These are things that most normal people do not have to say out loud because it's completely self-explanatory. By her logic, her towels are a valid option the next time you're out of toilet roll. Am I the asshole for stopping video when homeless man clearly didn't want to be on camera? Yesterday, I was waiting for a friend near market after work. There was homeless man sitting against wall nearby. He looked tired but not aggressive, just a person who was clearly through a tough time. A couple of minutes later, a guy and a girl pulled up. They had phone and grocery bag with some supplies in. Thai started filming as they approached him. At first, I thought it was awkward, but none of my business. Then man turned away from phone, covered his face with his hand, and tried to move closer to wall. Girl kept saying something to camera like, "Today we found someone who really needs help." Guy held out bag to him and said, "Just take it. We're helping you." Man didn't take bag right away. He was looking at ground and clearly wanted camera taken away. Girl said that he is just shy and keep filming. That's when I walked over and said that he clearly doesn't want to be filmed. Shell replied that they blur faces when needed. I said they could give him food without camera if he doesn't want to be filmed. Guy turned off camera and became angry. He said I just cost them usable footage for their social page. I replied that if footage is more important than actually helping person standing right in front of them, it's no longer charity and just bullshit. In the end, they left supplies and go away. Man who was sitting there quiet all the time said thanks, took packages, and walked around corner. Now I think that maybe I shouldn't got involved. But it really bothered me to see someone clearly doesn't want to be filmed while others keep doing it because they needed a thumbnail. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole in my opinion. People can disagree with my opinion, and that's totally fine, but saying we blur the faces when needed isn't really a consent from the other person to film him or her. If your sole purpose is to do the charity and help the needy, then just do it. What's the need of whole footage and stuff? That clearly shows your intention that you want to get views out of it. You know, sometimes I really feel like that the internet and all this technology stuff is in the wrong hands. Like people are all running after views and the privacy seems like has gone extinct. Whether you open Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, you'll see every second person is doing stuff like that. And it seems really off sometimes. Doing a good deed doesn't require an audience. Not only they are filming the homeless guy without consent, they are exploiting him to boost themselves up as modern-day heroes. It's sickening. You did the absolutely right thing. Hats off to you, girl. I mean, the man was clearly uncomfortable. And while I'm sure he appreciated the help, he shouldn't have to get it by forcing himself through someone's video that he doesn't want to be a part of. Kindness happens in silence. You don't be kind for attention. All right, guys, this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please hit the like and subscribe button below. It really means a lot to me. Also, feel free to share your opinions in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.